All right, how's everyone doing? Welcome to From Z to A, Alphabetical Interviews with Zach Anderson. I'm Zach Anderson, and today we are here with Eugene Gallagher.
And what's up, everybody?
We are here at White House Productions in Shelton, about to start the Monsters of Acoustic Rock concert series. This is the inaugural event. And,
so excited about it.
It's going to be awesome.
Oh yeah, big time.
And so we on the show we ask the hard questions as long as they have some sort of involvement in the letters of your name.
Oh, okay, I like that.
So,
that's a cool idea.
Thank you. So yeah, we'll start off with E. What do you enjoy most about performing music?
What do I enjoy most? About performing, not just creating music.
Just
right?
the performing aspect of it, yes.
Yeah, that's an interesting question because it's completely different from creating music or recording music. My absolutely favorite thing about performing music is like kind of riding the energy of a show. Like the energy that you're putting out, the energy of the audience. It's like, I've never surfed, but I would imagine it's like surfing.
Mm-hmm.
And like it's never the same way twice. And it could go really well, it could go not so well. It's just really exciting. You know, and I do like to entertain too. So
excellent.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Excellent. So what type of guitar do you use?
Oh, actually, I have it with me here. This is a parlor sized guitar from Breedlove.
All right.
Breedlove is a company, a pretty cool company. They're owned by a company called Two Old Hippies, and I think that's pretty cool. I got a kick out of that. But it's a well-balanced instrument. It has a nice sound. It has some really nice Fishman system in it, and I've actually been struggling a little to find my instrument.
All right.
I've gone through many guitars in the last year. As a matter of fact, when I go into Sam Ash, they like draw straws on who is going to have to work with me, because I'm always like returning a guitar, picking a guitar up, and I don't know, I kind of like this one. And plus, I just put a sticker on it the other day, a Western Estate sticker.
Oh yes, we were introduced to them, or I was introduced to them the other day at the radio show.
And you know, this will not come off. This is permanent. So this is my guitar now.
There you go.
Yeah, so that's okay.
Do you have any memorable gigs? Like when was your first gig? Where was it? Do you have a favorite one that like stands out more so than other ones?
Yeah, absolutely. I absolutely do. You know, my favorite. I don't know if this is a fair answer, but and I've told this story a lot of times because it's like my claim to fame, and I'm so happy about it. But I was at a gig. I was at Lollapalooza in like 1994 where my hero Beck was performing on one of the small stages, and I shouted out a song, Satan Gave Me a Taco, one of my favorite covers to do, and he said he didn't remember the lyrics, and would I come on stage and sing the song with him, and I was totally blown away.
Oh my
God. I just remember on like the drive home, however old I was like, you know, if I die right now, I would be okay with that, you know.
That sounds incredible.
Does that count as a gig? It wasn't my gig?
That is a fantastic story, and that is quite memorable, so I'll take that.
Good.
How about, when was your first gig?
Oh,
or, first gig for you?
My first gig was at a place in Monroe called The Basement. I don't remember any of the details about it, really, how it got scheduled or what, but it was just kind of like a teen center type of gig, and I went up there and like did silly songs on the acoustic guitar and had a good time. But my first like organized gigs actually was also in Monroe at Laszlo's Arts Cafe. Do you know that place?
Yes, I do.
No way, really? That's so awesome. And that's like I first started making flyers and like inviting people, and that was I love that place.
Do you have any embarrassing gig moments?
Oh boy, yeah.
Didn't go quite your way.
Yeah, you know, it's probably a host of them, you know, but one that like stands out and is quite memorable for me was I was playing like an intimate show, right? Maybe not one like this, but it was like packed with like all these like not kids, but like, you know, like people, right? And like they were totally like attentive, and even that alone took me off guard, right? And my system just went like embarrassingly wrong. Like nothing worked, my pedals weren't working, the PA was like feedbacking, and it was like terrible. And I like didn't know what to do other than just like put my jacket over my head. So I just like unplugged everything and just was like, you know, let's just do this, you know, acoustic intimate,
Mhm.
just me and you guys, and it was one of my favorite shows.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to go back and change my answer. That was probably a pretty
Alright.
cool show for me too.
Little mixture of favorite and embarrassing. So.
Yeah.
But sometimes they're memorable. It
You know, and one thing
stands out.
It does. It absolutely does. One thing I'm trying to get better at though is bending over on stage and not like hitting the microphone with my head and knocking it over. That's happened a couple of times where I haven't been able to redeem myself in a
Okay.
cool way. Like that other gig, I was able to like have fun with it and like have a great gig, but there's really no way you can recover from bending over and hitting the microphone with your
Yeah.
head and knocking it over. You know,
It happens.
I'm gonna try not to do that tonight.
We'll see what happens.
Alright.
Do you have anything you need to do before a show, or like any pre-show rituals?
I do actually, yeah. Of course, when you play live, you know you have all sorts of excited energy, you know, bubbling up in you. I like to listen to audiobooks,
Okay.
kind of like I like just in general.
Mhm.
So getting into like picking up where I left off in the current book that I'm listening to, kind of like just straightens me out a little bit, you know. So I'm not like worrying too much about the gig. And every show that I play, I dedicate privately to my daughters.
All right.
Maybe not so privately now that you know we're
Now we
talking.
know,
about
yeah.
it, but you know, I kind of like do that. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So tell me about your new EP.
Oh my gosh, yeah! It's called My Broken Black Heart, and it's something that I've really poured my heart and soul into, and I'm super proud of it. It originally started as like an experimental kind of ambient noise, project, and it just quickly took on a life of its own, and we made it really big. Me and Paul Black at Long Hill Recording Studios. We're talking like fast-paced drums, just kind of harsh guitars, a cornucopia of like synths and pianos. My vocals like totally embellished and polished up to sound not terrible, which can be a challenge for me. But yeah, I'm really excited about it. Oh, and one of the coolest things about this record, I took a unique approach to the packaging of it. I made these wooden heart puzzles, these 3D wooden heart puzzles, which are actually, I got the wood from my first house, the wall studs. So I really went deep with this.
Oh, yeah.
I went like super probably like above and beyond what I
Such a
needed
great
to.
idea, though.
Yeah, like it was, because if you ever like moved out of a place and gone back there, like it's kind of like haunted with memories, like in good and bad, So I was like, I have to take something like this with me, and I was like, let me kind of do something special with this CD and integrate just something from my past, because of course my music is about my past and how I feel about it today and all that. So that's what I did. It's called My Broken Black Heart, and you can actually get it with a broken black heart, which is like a 3D like 9-piece wooden puzzle.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
And I heard a couple songs the other night, and I loved it. I'm excited to hear the entire thing.
Awesome. Thanks.
So I like to end my interviews with 3 fun and interesting facts about yourself that many people might not know.
Okay. Interesting facts. Well, I have 3 daughters, from 1 year old to 14.
Oh,
I don't know if a lot of people would know that about me. Of course, the older I get, the less impressive that sounds. It's like, yeah, okay, so yeah, you're an old guy. I get it. You have kids. But it was really cool when I was like 21.
Oh, sure.
Or surprising. Let's see what else. Interesting about me. It wasn't always peaches and cream with me. I had a pretty difficult time during the recession where I lost my business and my house, and like really experienced something that I've never experienced before, having to reach out to like charitable organizations to support my family, and that was quite a learning experience. I have today since recovered a little bit and I'm doing okay. But I don't think a lot of people know that about me. And a third thing. Let's see. I am. Oh, I don't think people know this about me. I don't think I've ever had a reason to talk about it, but I'm an avid Weight Watcher subscriber.
Really?
I count points. I, exercise points, which I don't exercise at all. But I could tell you that a BK, double cheeseburger is 10 points.
All right.
So.
Does it work?
It teaches you how to eat and not
Okay.
be like a total
Yeah.
pig, which I have a problem with. I struggle with. I could pack on the pounds like really quick. So yeah, I don't I don't think too many people know that about me. And I have a new website. I mean, it's like a fourth thing. I don't know. Like,
It's cool.
Yeah,
we're gonna plug it anyway right now.
okay,
So
cool.
So thank you so much for being on the show, and we're looking forward to your set in a couple minutes.
Awesome.
If you like or want to check out Eugene Gallagher, please visit the website below. And now we're gonna leave you with a performance from Eugene Gallagher. So thank you very much, and we'll see you soon.
Right on.
That's the last time. That's the last time. That's the last time. That's the last time I passed my mind up for what wasn't good enough to begin with. I've been with one or two, and I finish before you. That's my MO. Time to go. Wine will flow, then I will show you out the door. Shirts hit the floor, hurts if ignored. Worse when it's my word up against yours. Catapulted to the forefront of middle class. Little last of your past self, your last leg, your bad health. Why would you spend the who, what, where, and why of the rest of your life behind doors, behind desks, writing checks with blue ink? Just who do you think that you are, that you are? You've come far. You've come so far. You've come far, but you're not even remotely close to where you want to be. Don't you see that this life is a pigeonhole you climb through? Now it's up to just you to crush through all of this resistance. Please resist what you think existence is, because it's not even close. Leaving most to believe in a ghost someone dreamed in their mind for a reason to rape and kill and blind. You may find it hard pressed to think outside this box or this cross. It's harmless, but a you.